on LinkedIn if I am live, if my audio is right and okay. And bear with me a few seconds. I'm monitoring LinkedIn to see if I am live. And normally it will be live on LinkedIn in few seconds. Thank you also for the replay team for watching me. And yes, I sound live. Yes, so I will monitor sometimes LinkedIn. And first, before beginning this session, I would like to make my usual announcement. So first, showing the Hounds of Venus. I am part of an amazing community since more than a year, and they were pivotal in my evolution. And it's really a blessing to be connected with such a powerful network. Then I'm going to show also Susanna, amazing writer, writing a lot of anthologies and books. And then also CJ, Dr. Constance Leland from Level Up Academy. Susanna is hosting one or two events per week, especially beyond boxes. And CJ is hosting a lot of events, including the Dynamic Village tomorrow. And there is also a fourth anthology coming up about belonging. I am co-author from the anthology Beyond Boundaries and also Rebel with a Cause. And I am also part of the 50 Inspirational Connections that I'm really blessed to be part of. I'm going also to show this graphic because the Rebel with a Cause was launched on Kindle and on paperback a few weeks ago. And it's also to empower a dear sister who passed away on early August, and she is missing too many. There is also a book, Bridging the Educational Gap, from Christine Lynn Jones and Christine Line Norrie. And this one, Rebel with a Cause. And last but not least, I would like also to say thank you for Janine for her presence and continuous support in my life. So right now, I'm going now to make the music a little bit lower, still present in the background. And just to tell you that you are welcome on stage at any time. Let me place the QR code. There is also the link that I can add to the LinkedIn comments. And before I'm passing the mic to Sassy, so here is the link on LinkedIn to go on stage whenever you want. I'm going to begin by singing a song in French. And of course, I will bring the link to the video and to the lyrics so that you can translate in English. I'm going to sing the song. And it's called Les Cœurs Tendres, Tender Hearts. Il y en a qui ont le cœur si large qu'on y entre sans frapper. Il y en a qui ont le cœur si large qu'on n'en voit que la moitié. Il y en a qui ont le cœur si frêle qu'on le briserait du doigt. Il y en a qui ont le cœur trop frêle pour vivre comme toi et moi. Ils ont plein de fleurs dans les yeux à fleur de peur de manquer leur qui conduit à Paris. Il y en a qui ont le cœur si tendre, qui reposent les mésanges. Il y en a qui ont le cœur trop tendre, moitié homme et moitié ange. Il y en a qui ont le cœur si vaste qu'ils sont toujours en voyage. Il y en a qui ont le cœur trop vaste pour se priver de mirages. Ils ont plein de fleurs dans les yeux à fleur de peur de manquer l'heure qui conduit à Paris. Il y en a qui ont le cœur d'or et ne peuvent que l'offrir, le cœur tellement d'or qu'ils sont tous à s'en servir. Celui-là a le cœur d'or, et si frêle et si tendre, que maudits soient les arbres morts qui ne pourraient point l'entendre. A plein de fleurs dans les yeux, des fleurs de peur de manquer l'heure qui conduit à Paris. So that's the end of the song. So now I would like to welcome Sassy and also to welcome Sharon also, who is joining. But first, I yield the mic to Sassy.
Hello, my friend. Are you going to tell us what the words are to that?
Yes, I can tell it later on
Okay.
after your presentation and after Sharon.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I am very much here to support my friend and to be present in vulnerable authenticity. It has been a very intense week for me. Lots going on in life and lots going on personally, but I've been challenged to be brave and be real within the control of maturity. And so here I am. I have a poem that was given to me that I would love to read. Ollie and I were talking about how our creativity is often a very good way to allow our inner child to speak what it really does need to say. And so I have my bit of creativity, um, but I'm really here to hold space, to listen, to be present, because I know that many of us are going through a heck of a lot right now. And sometimes just knowing another human is sitting there and being present is helpful. So I can read now or later, Ollie, whatever you prefer.
Maybe later, and first, I would like to, for the audience that might not know you yet, who you are and what are you passionate about.
Well, that's a great question. Who we are? Who am I? I think I'm still finding out in many ways. But my passion is kids. I uh, I'm an ABA therapist, so I've worked with kids on the spectrum. And when I left school, I joined the circus. I joined full-time drama ministry. And so I love performing. I love teaching people how to be more comfortable in their own skin. And so I do inner child work with myself and often with my friends. Um, so wherever the kids are is usually where you'll find me.
Hmm, thank you so much. And now I am also welcoming Sharon, and thank you again for attending live or team replay later. I acknowledge the presence and support also on the audience on Trin. Hello. on Egburior, if I will pronounce your first name correctly. Thank you so much for joining. That's also great. And yes, I will translate the song in English. I wanted to sing it in French because it's the original version, and I will also post later on the link. I'm really blessed because I was someone translating this song in English, so it will be translated by me in English, of course, because not a lot of people are understanding French, so I'm aware about that. So now is the time for Sharon to present herself and ignite us about her passion.
Hello, Ali and Sassy. I don't think we've had the pleasure of meeting, but it's a pleasure to meet you and be here with you today.
No, you just know me as Anka.
Oh, that's what I thought actually, but I wasn't going to say anything. But anyway,
It's
hi
been
Anka, how are you?
it's been a rough few months. I look a little different, but it's still me.
It's all okay, but I anyway, it's good to see you. I thought it was you, but I didn't want to step anywhere that
I
I
love
shouldn't.
you. It's perfectly fine. Hello,
Anyway,
my friend.
but it's good to see you. And Ali, thank you once again for having me. I first, before I tell you a little bit about myself, Ali, because I think that's what you asked me to do. But before I do that, I want to be very clear that I am here today in support of you, Ali, and in support of your mission. Um, it has been a very rough energy for a lot of us, myself included. I don't feel the need to hide that. And I also feel that there's been a lot of misunderstanding, miscommunication, um, at times judgment. And I'm here to continue to help you eradicate the stigma around mental illness and mental wellness and all of that so that people don't feel like they need to hide. And yeah, so Ali, first and foremost, I needed to say that I'm here in support of you and your beautiful self and your missions. And as far as who I am, I'm many of you know me, but for those of you that don't, I'm Sharon Byrne. I'm a life and well-being coach, but more importantly than that, I'm a human being. And I just really, uh, I'm a multi-passionate person who is on a mission to have people be to have people be looked at for their assets, talents, and skills rather than their perceived deficits or diagnoses or what's going on in their life that could be perceived as negative. Any of that is something that I'm on a mission to help change. I'm aware that we're not going to necessarily eradicate it, but I'm on a mission to help change the way we look at people in the world, change how we look at the world, and also for those of us that are judged, help people that are judged be able to be differently affected by that judgment so that it doesn't stop them, but it allows them to keep moving forward. So I do that and I work a lot with families because I believe that when we have strong individuals, we create strong family units. When we have strong family units, we create strong communities. And when we have strong communities, we have a strong society. Before you go on, oh, Ali, I need to clarify one thing that I constantly get asked about. I am not defining family for anybody. I am not defining family as a mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin. No. Family unit is whatever your family unit looks like, whether you were born into that family, whether that family was created for you, with you and for you, whether it's a community of people that were your colleagues and friends that are now considered family. It doesn't matter. Family is just a group of people that come together hopefully for each other's well-being, but it's not always the case when you're born into a family. Sometimes those families don't come together for everybody's well-being. So the strong family unit could be ones that you create for yourself at any point in your life cycle. And sorry if that was somewhat of a rant, but I just really needed to say that I'm here for you, Ali, Here for you, Anka. Here for anybody that needs support. I do not do well with judgment of myself or anybody else. So I'm on a mission, which is, as I said, multifaceted. But thank you, Ali, for giving me the opportunity to be here again with you today, as always, and to allow myself to introduce myself and speak.
Thank you so much for your presence, your support. It means a lot for me. You have no idea. Um, Even more today than ever. And thank you again for the audience. Thank you also for the replay team. And so Trin or Trini, and I see also Christy joining. I cannot see the some comments I'm not able to see on Restream, but thank you, Christy, for joining. And I will, yeah.
Ali, is there any specific comment that you're wondering about? Because I do see them, so I can help you with that if you need.
Yeah, okay. Then you can, because then I can also be back and forth LinkedIn to see if there are any comments. But if you are on LinkedIn, then I can also focus. And I was not present when you were speaking because I was writing some things that I will show later because it's part of my healing. And now I'm
You
going
don't
to translate
you
the
don't owe
sound.
me you don't owe me any explanation. You do you. We're all here to support each other, Ali. So no worries, okay?
Thank you. So
You're
now
welcome.
I'm going to translate the text of Jacques Brel. So there are people that has tender heart. So the tender heart is the title of the and I'm going by the way to share my screen so that you will be able to dive in that. It's not supposed to be a French learning session, but then you can have the translation right out there. So it's tender heart. Uh, there are who has a heart so large that anyone enter without knocking. There are people that has a heart so large that we only see half of it. Then a heart so fragile that we could snap on the thing. We could break on the with our finger. And those that have the heart so fragile to live as you and me. They have lots of flowers in their eyes. The eyes near the fear to lose the hour to that leads to Paris. But it's from a movie, by the way. But yeah, I love the theme that people that has the heart so tender that birds are sleeping on it, and heart so much tender, half human, half angels. Then heart so vast that they are always in trouble, and the heart so vast to a lack of marriage. And then the next one is the same, and then the hearts outside that could only offer it, and the heart so outside that all people are using it. And this one has the heart uh, outside and so fragile and so tender that cursed are the dead trees that couldn't listen this guy with this kind of heart. So that's the theme of this song, and uh, it's from a movie, but I love, by the way, this. because I feel like I have this kind of heart that sometimes I feel so fragile, so with my heart, that is the symbolic of my heart here, but the symbolic of my heart, my physical heart, that is embodied in this diamond. And so that's the translation of this song. So if anyone would like to jump in.
Actually, if you don't mind, I would like to jump in for a second. First, to say hi to Gabe, Trini, and everybody else that is joining us live. We really appreciate it. Trini, I know that you left a comment that says family is for you defined with by people who you can be comfortable with and accepted by. And I echo that fully and wholeheartedly. So I thank you for your comments, everybody. And we will do our best to get to the comments during the show. If not during, you can always, DM any one of us and we will get back to you. Or you can put the comments in, the event with the replay, because Ali always puts the replays up. So, and your comments will be acknowledged in some way, shape, or form. If not live, but we are going to try and acknowledge everybody live. With that being said, Ali, I really feel compelled to say that you just articulated how you feel that you have, like two parts to your heart, a stronger part and a fragile part. And I think that that is part of being human. And I think that is human nature. The difference being that I don't think that many people will admit that to themselves or other people. Um, because being vulnerable is not, in our society at least, always seen as the good thing that it should be seen as. Vulnerability is seen as a negative, and it really shouldn't be seen that way. So I want to commend you for your authenticity and your vulnerability and for your being real. And I also want to let you know that you're not alone for having that fragile part of your heart and the stronger part of your heart. But I don't want to, I would like to flip the script a little bit if it's okay with you, Ollie, but I want to ask your permission first, meaning that I don't want you to refer to your heart as fragile anymore, because can I share with you my perception of what I see, not just
Of
in you,
course,
but in other people, including myself? But I
of
want to
course,
get your permission first.
of course.
Okay. Well, thank you for your permission. And then I want to just tell you that you know Jen Lynn well, and you know that she uses the term muchness, right? And so you and I and many people have said how sometimes our muchness is what we feel detracts people from us, right? But that's because they look at our muchness as a negative. What you're relating to yourself as the fragile part of your heart, that's the sensitive part of you, Ali. That's the compassionate part of you that people take advantage of at times. And people, pounce on that. And it's not just you. I have been told many times in my life that I'm too compassionate, I'm too sensitive, or I'm too this, or I'm too that, or I'm too emotional. But you know what? Those aren't things that I want to, first of all, there aren't things that I want to change about myself. And even if I wanted to change those things about myself, I can't. They're just part of me. So instead of allowing what other people think as my fragility or my being, too much of anything on the negative side, it's a work in progress for me, Ollie, but it's something that I will do until the day I die, is to continue to learn to embrace it more and more. And so I hope that my sharing this perspective with this entire audience, whether they're live or on the replay, has also helped you, Ollie, because I know that you've had a really difficult time. And I know you know that I've had a difficult time of late as well. And I don't feel that it's fair that you've been made to feel the way that you've been made to feel. But since we can't control other people's actions, the only thing we can control is our response to them. That is why I wanted to share the perspective with you that there's nothing wrong with you, Ollie. Your heart is sensitive and compassionate, and I think it's beautiful.
Hmm. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much. Yeah.
Even if you can't believe me right now, Ollie, because it's hard for you to lean into it right now with everything that you've experienced, I hope that you believe me enough to lean into it later. Because I think you know me long enough to know that I don't say things that I don't mean. I just won't say them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm.
I wanna step in just for a moment. Ollie
Go right ahead.
actually reached out to me last month, which was one of the most difficult months of my life. I was very much face to face with, the outpouring of the decisions that we make. And I had waited longer than I wish I had to reanalyze and recenter. And so when August hit, it hit me like a Mack truck going 100 miles an hour down a hill. And I've been very deep in hermit mode for the past, I'd say, about 14 months as I was trying to heal and create structure. The healing happened, the structure, not so much. But in that moment of very, very deep darkness, Ollie kept reaching out and reaching out and reaching out. And my dear friend, I think part of what Sharon is saying is that part of you that you are struggling with right now and seeing as a detriment might be one of the reasons why I'm still here. At least played a very large part in it. Because that softness, that gentleness is your intuition. It's your feminine. It's the nurturing of the Holy Spirit that was sent to us. All of that taking root within you. And the process of it taking root and the process of it becoming one with you and integrating means that a lot of belief systems have to go away so that that gentleness will be safe within you. Because once it is safe within you, my friend, it is a tool for love, a trumpet for love, more powerful. I mean, we've spoken about this before. It's those fireworks of love. And it's not easy. And I stand next to you. I stand next to you because my feminine is in this point still kind of wounded and still learning that it is safe to be loved. It is safe to be seen, even if there are many people who will look at me with judgment, judgments that they have every right to have. We are still standing with Jesus in front of us, with love in front of us, saying, my grace is enough for you. And it's a lot. And I mean, I only came on here because I wanted to stand next to you because you have stood next to me in so many ways. And I want to respect that. I am in a very fragile time of my life. And me, like you, Sharon, wanted to say, you know what? I'm about as low as I can go right now on many levels. But that does not mean that I cannot love. That does not mean that I cannot bring joy. That does not mean that I cannot leave footprints of love behind. May they be small. May they be very little to the world. But to the people where the love is left behind, it makes a difference because love promises that it will. So I honor you, my friend. I honor that fragile heart because it gave me permission to be a little bit more myself with you than I had been with people in a long time. So thank you.
I'm going to share something that's pretty personal, but I feel like it's the right time to share it. You might have felt me pull away a little bit, Ollie, but I wasn't pulling away from you. I was pulling away from you, yes, but we had had a conversation where you had said that my energy was sometimes a lot for you. And so I know you didn't mean anything bad by that at all. But when I heard that, I said, well, I don't want to be too much for Ollie because I know Ollie's going through it right now. So the best gift I could give him is to pull back my energy a little bit because I didn't know what else to do. But then I was sorry that I did that in that way because I knew that you misinterpreted it and took it as me rejecting you. And and I felt really bad about that. And I'm sharing this with you not to make you feel bad about what you shared with me about my energy. That is not the point. And I'm saying this in front of God and country because that's not the point. Okay? So don't leave with that on your head. The point of what I'm saying is that I was trying to respect that you needed a different energy, but you then interpreted it as rejection. And I was like, oh, no, 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 I can't. And so I had to find a way to come back slowly in my mind, but to let you know that I'm not rejecting you, Ollie. I took a stab at respecting what you needed, and I went about it in not the best way, I guess, but it was the only thing I knew to do at the time. But I've learned from it, and I will. What I learned is that I need to continue to keep my communication open, and I should have asked you I should have gotten more curious with my questions so that I could have navigated the situation in a more constructive way for both of us. And I'm here today on this mental health Saturday with you to say, and I said it at the beginning of the broadcast, and I'll say it 20 more times throughout this broadcast. I am not I am not free from struggle. I am going through a very significant struggle right now myself on many levels. I only share that because that's me, that's us sharing, all of us. Because, but I want to piggyback on something that Annika said, and that is just because I'm struggling doesn't mean that I still can't be there for you, which is something that I said to you yesterday in a message. Yes, I'm struggling. Yes, we're all going through stuff in our lives. There's not a human being on earth that's not going through something. But just because I'm going through it doesn't mean that I can't be there for you. If this is for anybody dealing with anything, if at some point somebody asks you to be there for them and you can't be there for them at that moment, because you're going through something significant at that moment, it is your responsibility to say to that person, I love you dearly. I want to be here for you, but I cannot do it right now. Can I get back to you in 48 hours? It is your responsibility to take responsibility for your own space, for your own mental health, and for your own boundaries. And you can do that in a way that protects everyone.
And
And
also,
God,
one conversation, like one conversation about it removes the entirety for every time after. Like, for
right.
instance, the people, I call them my vibe checkers, the people who, and Ollie is one of them. And I think you and I need to chat again, Sharon. It's been almost a year since we actually had a conversation. But
Really? Isn't that long?
yes,
It doesn't feel
girl,
that long.
yes. Girl,
Okay,
yes.
well,
It's
we're way
crazy. It was
overdue.
last year. But
We're way
anyway,
over.
yes. And so we've gotten to a point I have with a lot of the people that I'm very close to because we're all aligned, which means we're all going through the same intensity on varying levels. We stick to emojis. Like if you send me a message, ask Ollie, and you get two, three hearts back, it means I love you. I got nothing. But because when you got that, it kind of sets the stage. So with our close friendships, our close communications, just like Sharon, you just communicated, sometimes just saying, hey, I need to lay some groundwork. Can we have a quick groundwork type conversation? And it really does make a difference because it makes the rest of it so much simpler, you know? And sometimes simple helps a lot.
Thank you so much, Anke, and welcome, Trine. Feel free to introduce yourself and what you are passionate about.
So the mic is unmuted, I hope. Do you hear me?
You're good. We
Yes,
can
we
hear
Yeah.
can
you.
hear you.
Great. And I will say, first of all, I will say thank you to all of you for your good words. And I will go back to what Ollie and I did yesterday or last night. We sent some different uh, things to each other, and I love the audio messages because that give me uh, the kind of you hear what I say and I know what you mean when you from the part you say it. And Sharon, you used to be there anyway, and I want to be there with you also, but I can't hear anything. You don't say anything. So okay, I'll jump in and send messages to a lot of those. Sassy, I don't think we have spoke before, but
No, no, you are a brand new connection, a bright new shining
great,
star.
great. I think I have
Trini,
got.
if I may just let you know, I was having internet issues, so I wasn't saying much to anybody. um, but
Okay, I
but
think it's the hurricane was going on, eh?
yeah, I don't know what it was, but anyway, I'll be back in your inbox. Don't worry.
Great. But I have had, as we said, about mental health. I have had a lot of people on TikTok that I was helping last week, this week, because I was actually telling, well, if you have some struggle or have something that you can't tell others, just tell it to me, and I think you have one beside you. That's and after our book, it's also I will have a lot to do on that we met on parents kids helping also. So it's go forward, not backward. That's
And I think
good.
the best way to do that is connect, right, with our hearts first, the way that we're doing.
Yeah.
We have to.
And I will
I think
say I have a what do you call bumping heart. I can't say the beeping heart, but it's I think it's there somewhere. And if I'm a little bit hard to understand, you better shout out, and you will get some of it sometime. Yeah,
you know what, Trini? I know that's a thing for you. You're worried about being hard to understand, but um, I've really never really had a problem understanding you, and again, if somebody's having trouble understanding you, it's really their responsibility to say, would you mind repeating that? Or could you use a different word? And I know that we've been in each other's company before many times since we've met. And you know that when we're in each other's company, if somebody's having trouble understanding you, you've asked me for help before, and I happily continue to give you that help. So please don't let that be a worry for you.
No, I will go on to teach you Norwegian so you can explain it totally. I was like with Ollie yesterday. Or it was today because I slept away the last meeting. So I think I say it in Norwegian, but a little bit after I found out that oh, I might should say what I meant also in English or French. And then suddenly I tried to pronounce the French part of it, and I had to laugh with myself because that was totally wrong. So, but I had a lot of fun.
That's what counts.
Good.
It's the fun that counts. You I don't know if you've seen the replays, but I've been on Ollie's refresh your brain a few times, and he's so patient with me. But I still haven't gotten it right. But I'll keep trying because I know that I won't give up, and I know that Ollie won't give up on me either. So we'll keep it going. Yeah.
I'm such blessed to have amazing human beings like you, Sharon, and like you, Sassy, and also Trin. Welcome to the club. Thank you so much for bearing with my light. And as always, thank you again, the people that are on live right now listening to us, and also the replay team. Right now or later, feel free also to comment or to ask any question. And if you are able, feel free also to join the stage, because the more we are, the better uh, quality of conversation, because more brains. And I'm going to share something vulnerable, because this is something that I wasn't writing in since 3 to 4 months, and it's called the Miracle Manuscript Map of Oli, and I've been doing that on July 15, and I was not doing anything within. I was just putting content that is bring the joy. Of course, it's a mirror, so we you don't see read properly, but it says, "I bring joy to my creations. All is imperfectly perfect as it is." And then during the session, I was not so much present because I was writing, and I was first beginning with the Ho'oponopono message to say, "I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you." And I would like to tap more in Ho'oponopono, more and more, and to write my juice. And then last but not least, there is a message for myself and for you on stage right now, and also people that are watching live and will watch on the replay. So I will read and I will present the visual. My heart is wounded, and I know I shouldn't share some parts of my shadows that was born on the darkest parts of my life. By sharing them to some people, I hurted them. I feel so sorry for that. And I was bringing my tears smiley about that. So this is, I'm not going too much in details, but this is a message for anyone that I hurted by sharing something that I shouldn't to them. And I was not aware until recently. So no, that's why I'm a bit shaken right now, these last days and these last hours, in fact. So thank you so much for receiving that. Anyone that is watching, and if you were hurted, I am deeply sorry about that, and I am working on myself. But at the same time, I don't know if I will be able to continue to be able to share something if I am hurting people. So right now, I'm yielding the mic to first Sassy, because Sassy was the first to raise her hand.
No, no, no. I wasn't asking to talk. I was saying me too.
Ah,
I
okay,
was
okay.
saying been there. I was saying I wish that I could project that into the hearts of so many people. The damage I caused while I was in my becoming. Go team Sharon.
Okay, so I raised my hand because I've been there, and I also have something that I wanted to say. Okay, I have I'm saying this from having coming from a place of having been there, Ollie. And hold on one second.
Take your time. The dog is happy, so
Although the
and
dog wants to eat, she's waiting for my son to feed her, but he's coming now. Sorry, but
bon
what I
appetit.
wanted to say, Ollie, is I have shared very vulnerable parts of myself with a lot of people. And then I realized, whoops, those weren't the people that I was safe to share them with. So, what I want to encourage you to do is still be willing to share those vulnerable parts of yourself, but, and it's a learning process, and I still am learning, but I don't want you to be discouraged from sharing parts of yourself that deserve to be shared. I just want to help you by sharing with you. We have to be a little bit more careful with who we share that stuff with. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're not always going to get it right, Ollie, and that's okay. You're going to think somebody's going to present themselves to you as though it's okay to share that stuff. And then somewhere down the line, they're going to show you that it wasn't okay. That doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just means that it wasn't the right person and they didn't show that to you till later on. But we all need to have safe people that we can talk to about the very vulnerable parts of ourselves. So I just want to share with you that now that you've asked for other people's forgiveness, I want to encourage you to do the most important part of forgiveness, which is forgiving yourself, because you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't know what you didn't know. So you have to forgive yourself for making a choice that you didn't know to make any differently. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I would say that I was not aware until recently because, and I'm not going to quote names, I'm not going to go to the details,
Have to.
and I would like simply to say I apologize, I am sorry, because I was not aware that what I shared was hurting some people. And it's also, as you said, it's the responsibility.
But see, that's
Oh, sorry, to be aware when we can, and to also express when something that something that I receive from anyone is hurting me, or when something is not appropriate in the moment T that I receive it. So
but
that's it.
Ali, see, that's what I'm saying too. People have a responsibility to let you know if what you're sharing with them isn't landing well with them. You
And
see?
at the same time, it doesn't remove my responsibility about
No, that's not what
me.
I'm saying. It doesn't
Yeah.
remove your responsibility, but I'm saying to you, I'm not going to sit here today and let you take full responsibility, because that's what you do, Ollie. You take full responsibility and then you beat yourself up for the next 10 years over it. And so that's what I'm saying is it's a two-way street. So yes, take your ownership, take your accountability, take your responsibility, but don't let the other person off free either, because communication is a two-way street.
Hmm.
Does that make
So
sense?
yeah, so right now I have the craving for the need to drink
Chocolate?
and the need to drink something and the need to celebrate myself, my vulnerable share. So I'm going to take a drink and a tiramisu, and I will be back because
Okay.
yeah, this
We'll
is
be
my
right
inner
here.
child. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sweet friend.
Yep. So I just like, I don't know why we don't give mental health the same respect that we give physical health, and the same. I'm on a mission because it's the same darn thing. It's different things, but it's the same. it's part of who we are. So why, if somebody has high blood pressure or diabetes or Crohn's disease or whatever, it's like, okay, cool, you need a bathroom, cool, we'll do that, right? But if we have a situation where the struggle is more in the mind, for lack of a better way to say it, or the chemistry in the mind is not what it is for someone else, it becomes this big deal. And like, that's why people feel like they need to hide in a closet or have shame. And I got to tell you, people, I'm going to keep my volume level down, but I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And if I piss any of you off who watch later or are watching now, that's not my intent. But those of you who know me know that I'm the real deal. And I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect. But I have watched other people in my life that I work with as clients, that I have experienced in my own family, my own with my own friends, where the expectations they have for me are not equal to the expectations they want other people to have of them. See, they can say whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, regardless of how it impacts anybody else. But when I speak my truth, I'm told, sit down, be quiet. Children should be seen. Now, I'm an adult at this point, but I grew up in the generation of children should be seen and not heard. Nothing gets talked about outside of our home unless it's good. And don't cry, don't have a negative emotion. And all I'm trying to say is we have to embrace all parts of human nature.
See, and
And
I think a big part of that gets is in religion too. I've seen it very powerfully within the religion construct, because I was taught to only pay attention to the good, to look away from that painful, to not make a
yeah,
big deal out of the ugly,
mhm,
and that really led me into many places where I didn't see the true reality of what was around me, because I was trained to only look at
only
the
see the
one
good.
type of
Yeah,
thing. And that doesn't serve us.
no,
It
no,
doesn't serve us at all, because if we can't see the whole human, and I mean, I'm talking about us see ourselves. If
yeah,
we cannot only see ourselves in all of us and be able to say, I'm sorry, it's gotten really loud. Can you guys hear the noise?
no,
No, it's
I
Okay,
okay.
can't.
good.
Molly?
No, no, it's okay. Somebody's mowing the grass, but if it's not carrying, it's fine.
No, it's not. It's not Karen.
When we give ourselves permission, when we get to a point where we accept all of who we are, the
Mhm.
bits and the bobs as they come up, without the judgment, without the moral weight of right and wrong for every action that we take and every thought that we think,
Mhm.
we can hold space for one another in a much more honest way. Because it
Absolutely.
doesn't really matter where we've walked or how we got to where we've gotten to. There's very few pains of the human soul that, if we're honest with ourselves and we get down to the basic of it, we won't all say me too.
Exactly. And that's the whole point of what I'm saying is that, if I have high blood pressure, if I have Crohn's disease, if I mean, take any disease, it's okay for me to say I need a bathroom or I need this or I have a migraine, I need to go lay down. But
Well, I mean,
it's
it's
not
okay
okay.
now, but people had to fight for that,
No, I
you
get
know?
that. But I'm
And
but
so
I'm
I think that's what we're doing, is we're fighting
yeah,
for that
the
perspective to be
equality.
more open. Yeah.
Yeah, the equality of, because we have to accept the whole human. But the whole thing is too, you made a really good point, and we can't accept in others what we can't accept in ourselves. And so the first thing we need to do is be our own best friend and be our own um you know, we need to be comfortable with being able to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, I didn't make the greatest choice just then, but that doesn't make me an evil person. It just means that next time when I'm faced with the same or similar situation, I'm going to do X.
And also, which I think is what you are getting at, Ollie.
Yeah.
And also, I can look at the situation like I teach my kids. You don't just say I'm sorry. You say I recognize what happened, and
Yep.
how can I make it better? How can I add love to there where I
Exactly.
caused pain? I
Exactly.
recognize I caused pain. I'm not going to talk it away, but
No,
I'm
you
also
own
not
it.
going to harp on it. I'm going to
Exactly.
look to the good that I can provide instead, because that provides growth, that
You
provides
own it.
forward motion.
This is what I say too, and I'll use my son as an example. When he's 20 now, but and even now we do this. But when he was growing up, when he was a teenager and a younger child, you know, I would own my mistake, and I still do it with him now. Even the other day, I should say, he's like, "Mom, you're sounding a little obnoxious," and I'm like, "Seriously?" I'm like, I'm really stressed out right now, whatever. But then I took a step back and I said, listen, if it came across nasty or obnoxious, not my intention. I totally own that. But I am stressing right now. That doesn't make it, I'm not giving myself an excuse, but I'm just giving you some understanding. But I do apologize. And we've had conversations like that all of his life. From the time he was like, I'm not kidding. From the time before he could understand that that's what I was doing, that's what I was doing. Because I held myself to that standard because I there was a lot of good that my parents did when they were raising us, but there were a lot of things that I said I want to go about doing this differently. And so I've really been intentional all of my parenting life and all of his life to do things differently. And one of those big things for me was to own that I'm not always going to get it right. I don't always have the right answer because I'm the parent, he's the kid. And there needs to be a dialogue between us. And there needs to be a no, moms can screw up too, especially single moms who have no relief. We can reach the end of our rope and not act in the best way. And I share that because that can happen to any of us. And that's what I was saying to you, Ollie, as well. Like you when we're going through stuff, we may not always know you know, we may not always be aware to be able to think about our choices beforehand because we're just in it right now. Like we're in the mess. You see what I'm saying? We're in the internal mess. So I'm not telling you not to take ownership or responsibility, but it's equally my responsibility if you come to me and say, I really need help, I really need somebody to talk to. And if I don't feel that I have the emotional bandwidth to support you at that moment, then it is my responsibility to say, listen, Ollie, I love you to death, but I'm not going to be the best person to support you right now. And I hope that you can respect that. And I hope that you'll still come back to me. But right now is not the time. And if you start sharing something and it's making somebody uncomfortable or whatever, they can they can politely let and then you can because I believe that we have an opportunity and a responsibility, and I use those words very intentionally because it's both to really educate people into understanding who we are and who humanity is. Because although we're very individual and very unique, and not any one of us are exactly the same, there are human traits that are the same. So if I learn something from interacting with you and you learn something from interacting with me, then that's going to impact how you interact with other people and vice versa. So I'm very married to the idea that we all have the equal responsibility. When I say equal, I'm going to get attacked for this, but when I say equal, I don't necessarily mean 50-50. I'm aware that sometimes somebody's going to do 40-60, somebody else is going to do 60-40. Very rarely is something ever 50-50.
Well, nothing's that
Because
black and white, you know. One
exact.
one of
But
the things that I picked up was need evaluation,
Mhm.
which is being able to recognize in this moment, where do I rank on my own need evaluation? Because I don't always have to be at the top. It's okay for me to put other people in this, like in this dance as we dance, because I'm at an 8. I'm running strong. I've got my, my ducks in a row for the most part. I've got my music playing and I'm moving well. And somebody who is close to me is at a 2. For me to stop and to give there, that is healthy. It's flowing over. But if I'm at a 2 and you're at a -5, I have to be aware that I only have 2 spoons available. And if I allow myself to dip below 0, I'm going to pay the price, nobody else. And so learning that balance, I call it need evaluation. I have an
I like
entire
that.
half an hour class planned out on it. Never given it, but it's planned out because that's how my brain works.
You need to give it.
You know what?
Thank
When love tells me it's time, I will do so because I am no longer willing to storm like a bull into glass factories and believe that anything other than a shattered mess is going to come out of it. So I am breathing. I am breathing.
Thank you. And now I yield the mic to Trine.
Hello again. And you can say Trini. It's easier, I think, for everyone than so.
Yeah,
But I
Trini.
wanted to say Trini. No. uh, I wanted to say that I'm not sure. I am not been hurted from you and from what you're telling. No, not once, because I have seen that people I see around, I want to see them be themselves, even if they, for others, are strange or something. I see that maybe it's different, but not strange. And you, Sharon, know that I should be the first one to say when if that Vidar is also in a wheelchair, and if I should be saying that, oh no, everyone have to be the next, what do you call it, catwalk person, then I'm the first to be a big liar. So I said, I so oftenly, or what? Speaking Norwegian also, every time I try to reach out, I try to see the other person's right. But I wasn't hurt last night. But you also know what I wrote about the details we had, and I mean it because it's easier to say to yourself, "I got the mirror. This is me. Let the people think whatever they want." And if they get hurt of what I'm saying, okay, come to me and tell me. And I don't think I have what you call it, excuse myself, excuse me to others to be me. I don't think I've done this in any live, if my memory is correct.
Well, I am a recovering people pleaser. So I am very impressed with that personality trait because I have
Well,
pleased and explained my way through life most of my life until I finally just realized that even if I please and explain to the absolute nth of my bestest and give everything I have to my own detriment, I still could not please people. Not everybody. And so
I would,
I had to come to a place where I said, you know what?
I
If
can,
the only person on the face of this planet loves me is me, if the only one who can accept all of the
Wait,
bits and bobs that is me, then you know what? I'm going to do it with every bit of energy that I have done it
you
for
know,
everybody else my whole life.
do you
And
know that I had a similar conversation with somebody yesterday, um, where I'm a recovering people pleaser as well, and it's a work in
hi,
progress.
Sharon.
And I think it'll be that way till I'm no longer in this physical world. But my point of what I wanted to say is what you're saying resonates so much with me, and you too, Trini, because I'm learning to speak my truth, but and at the same time that I'm learning to speak my truth, I'm noticing that as I'm speaking my truth, it's creating some self-doubt based on how some other people are responding. And so the conversation I had with somebody yesterday was, well, if other people, I want to get to the point where, because other people can say what they want, do what they want, whatever. I want to get to the point where, not in a mean way, but where I can say what I want in response to something, and lean into it without caring so much about what somebody else's response is going to be to my speaking up, because I
And at the
watch
core of that is that detachment, right? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
at the core of it is that attachment, because we're
yep.
so afraid that if we detach, we will be
Yeah, I don't want to
abandoned.
be. I know I don't want. For me, I know it's that I don't want to become a mean person or a hardened person. And the person I was speaking to yesterday said, "You can't. It's not in your makeup, but you can equally speak your truth like somebody else." And I have plenty of people in my life that they'll tell me some very hurtful things, and they'll walk away like it was nothing. Me, if I do that to somebody, I'm beating myself up for the next year. And I don't want to be mean, but I want to get to the point where I can equally speak my truth, not be mean, but speak my truth, and walk with my head held high, you know. And I've always said to my son, and I say it to myself now a lot in my adult years, I will I will never apologize for my feelings anymore. What I will apologize for is how my reaction or action to those feelings might have affected you. If my action or reaction affected you in a negative way, for that I apologize, but I will not apologize for having a feeling, because too many
Great.
times in my life I was asked to apologize for my feelings.
Well, yeah, I mean, my whole life long, like my whole life, because my emotions are large. My I am an animated individual, and so that's often easy to
I'm stealing
enjoy.
your verbiage. I'm stealing your verbiage because my emotions are large and I'm very animated.
Please do. I mean, those of us who are of this ilk, we all struggle with this, because when we are here, when our intensity is at its crescent, where the wave, that's enjoying and beautiful and enthralling and so much fun. But what people don't understand is what goes up must come down. And at the exact same intensity that we who feel here, we also feel here. And so that's a very big part of realizing our tribe, and finding our ways to communicate, because we all need somebody who can hold space when we're here. But the only people who can hold space when we're here are people who've been there. You
How
know,
can you how can you apologize some feelings that others can't feel? You have to go to yourself. You can't try to apologize the feelings just because others don't feel the same as you.
Trina, that's a powerful statement you got right there. I'm going to write that down. You can't apologize for a feeling that somebody can't even feel.
Yes.
Yeah. I have no problem understanding you, just so you know.
Thank you. See?
That's
Well, I
good.
mean,
I come up with something today. Then that's it.
see, I think that you come up with a lot. I'm grateful that you
I
shared it
love
with us.
I love you. I've told you this many times. I so love you, Trini, and I'm so glad that we're connected. You bring
Ditto.
you bring a smile to my face all the time. So
If
Ali, you
someone
have
don't
additional words of wisdom you want to share with the crowd?
Well, thank you,
me,
Trini.
okay.
You? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, but I will say to you, thank you, Trinity, it's a pun. I love to bring some pancakes or Trini tea. This is I don't have any tea, but like
Thank you for
Trini.
throwing in a pun cake. I thought we were going to go a whole show without a pun cake, and I was going to be very upset.
Yeah,
It would have been a lost show if it had gone without a pun cake.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Potatoes.
chocolate. It's chocolate. I'm not
I have
going
to
to.
also say, Ollie, it was frozen like this for a while, and we just saw your face like in a half heart, and it was kind of awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I want to share my heart, but I know that no, I will be more selective about the people that I share some things. Not because it's their fault, but for some people it's not appropriate. Like,
I also want to say that sensitivity that you are learning to dance with and the duality of it all, that sensitivity is your intuition. And so, as you become more comfortable and feel more safe in that softness, it will start to tell you when it's not time to talk. I mean, you and I you've experienced that with me. A few times I'm talking and I'm like, oh, nope, ooh, time to stop. We're stopping now because my physical body tells me when it's time. And then your body is telling you now. You're just learning how to listen to that. And you are further along on the journey than you're giving yourself credit for.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I didn't have to say it.
Thank you
oh,
from me too.
Ali, can I just say to you too? You have to learn to lean in, and it's not easy. I'm a work in progress when I say this. I'm first learning this now to the depths that I am. You have to really learn to trust your intuition and to really, but to trust it, you have to be able to really hear it. And I think what's happening for you is what happens for everybody, and was happening for me more than I'm allowing it to happen now. I would hear my intuition, and I go, nah, and I push it away because I felt like if I was listening to my intuition, then I was thinking badly about people, or I was being mean, or whatever, or judgmental, which are things that I don't want to be. But what I'm really learning now is, and I'm not afraid to say, I'm not embarrassed to say that I'm really only learned this over the last few years and really gotten aware of it probably within the last few, like last 6 months. Like I'm really understanding it. You have to really let yourself listen to that voice and make the choices on that voice, because that voice will your intuition, the amount of times it's going to lead you wrong is slim. It will sometimes, but it'll be like one in a quadrillion. And you can't get mad at that one time, because for all the other 990,000, 99,000 quadrillion times you got it right, that's what matters.
And it's a language. It's a new language. It's
Yeah.
a language you have to learn
You
to speak.
you love languages, and you're a
oh, you are
linguistic
talking
coach.
to my mic right now when you talk about it's a language.
I
But
know it
I
is a
feel like
language, though.
I feel like it's not easy for me to make peace with my body and
It's
to
can I share something with you, Ali? It's not easy for me to make cues with my body either because of my physical disability. And so, like, when people would try to teach me to meditate and they would go the physical route, I couldn't relate. Like, I couldn't relate because I do have control, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really learn to do it with my mind, and you can do it with your. I If you're open to it, I can teach you what you're unable to grab in your body. I can actually teach you techniques to transfer them to your mind. So if you're ever open to that, you let me know, and we'll have multiple conversations about it, so that I'm not overwhelming you.
thank you,
But
and thank you, and I would like to speak 1 or 2 minutes before just fully. And I know that I can count on Sassy also. In 3 weeks, I will be in UK to follow a workshop about bringing the body in language learning, and I crave to use that as a boost for me to reconnect with my body, to love more my body, which is not easy. And I will say also, before I yield the mic to anyone, that the major point is that I am sharing since many weeks and months many things. I would say even anything to anyone. And I think that right now I had a shock today because I was not aware about what I was sharing, and that could trigger activate some people. And I don't want to flip in the opposite, like, if it's like that, I'm not going to share anything to anyone. It was my reaction probably a few months or few years ago, but I am, as I'm in shock because this person left me because I was hurting and I was not aware. I will be more aware right now to use probably self audio messages or writing to express rather than to express things. Because I would like also to say that there are things that I kept within for years and decades. I don't know if I talked to you about anyone in public right now, but I was writing it in my book Beyond Boundaries, and also probably in my book anthology Rebel with a Cause. I was, as an adolescent, grieving the loss of my mom. I was disturbed, and as I say in my book, my body expressed because my voice was not able to express, or I was difficulty to express my voice. So the fact that my body expressed is to have attention. And at some point of my life, I was having a canary bird, and I ended the life of this poor canary bird when I was 13 years old. This act where I was taking this bird out of the cage and ending his life, I'm not proud of, and I kept within me for more than 30 years, and I came to a point where I was able finally to tell that story to someone that I trusted so much, that allowed me the space to be able to express that. And I thought that I could talk about these things or about other things that I kept within me to anyone or to people of trust, because I don't talk to that to anyone. So the person that I reveal these kind of things, it's really rare. You know, I don't talk to a stranger about that. So, but the fact that I was talking my deep share to someone, and that I was not aware that I hurted this person, and then boom, today I heard about that and gossip and blah blah blah, because there is a lot of gossip around me, and I don't care because I did a mistake, but now it's me having inner work to do. But at the same time, I was not aware that I was causing hurt. So now I am aware. But it's also about, as I say, I take as much responsibility for what I did. But at the same time, it's also if I overwhelm you, if I hurt you by what I say, uh, it's also to you to light my blind spot. So that's what I wanted to share. And now I'm going to silence for
And
many
be
many minutes.
kind to yourself and be kind to myself.
Yes, you have to learn to forgive yourself.
Be kind to my friend. My friend is kind. Even when my friend is hurt, even when my friend is with his back against the wall, he is kind. So please be kind to him.
Yes, be kind to Ali. Be as forgiving to
I
Ali as
will
you would be.
try. I will try to be kind with the inner Ollie. I love your accent, by the way, South African wonderful accent.
Okay,
Uh,
well,
I will be
be
kind to my inner Ollie.
be kind to Ali. because Ali doesn't intentionally hurt anyone. I
I
know
want
that.
to ask a question, Ollie.
Mhm.
What is the worst that can happen if you forgive yourself?
Ooh, I like that question.
I don't know it's my if it's my tiramisu or your question, but I'm right now I'm what is the worst that could happen if I forgive myself?
Yes,
Mm.
that's right.
I could be the little devil on your shoulder if you'd like me to.
Not this one. I rather prefer this
Okay,
one
good.
because yeah.
I'm waiting to hear from the angel Ali. Come on.
Mm, what will happen? The worst would happen if I forgive myself. I don't see anything. I'm blank. I don't see
You know
anything.
what the worst that'll happen if you forgive yourself, Ali?
Nothing.
You'll have peace.
The
You'll
worst.
have I know. That's what I'm saying. There is no worst that can happen if you forgive yourself.
Or
There's
maybe
only
there are part of me that doesn't want to be in peace. Maybe
doesn't want to be what?
in peace. Because these are the parts of me that were in pieces and broken. And so as it went
Peace.
pieces,
But
he
who
doesn't want to be in
but,
peace.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Who defined you as broken?
Might be the language that PEICE, or is
No,
it
I meant peace,
P?
like as in
Yeah.
peace, as in peace
He
of
played with
mind.
the words, Trina. He played with the words. He said peace as in PEACE, and then he
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
pieces. Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But
It's,
who defined you as broken, Ollie? Because is their opinion worthy of that definition? Are you worthy of the definition as broken?
Um, I would say that it was, and as long as I decide it is, and at some point I will bring the it is to it was, and deciding that it is no longer my definition, my identity.
great. So I have a little another question also. What does it take you to have uh, others' uh, definition of you behind you so you don't see it?
Ula, can you repeat? What is the definition?
So how what does it take you to get other people's so you don't see it? I know it's hard
Ula, I
questions
need a
to
translate.
answer, but it's I'm not going to say that I want an answer. I just want you to be aware of things that can be important to think of. It's you that know the answers. I don't. I just help you to go into yourself and see what am I. So go ahead, take your time.
Trina, you ask really good questions.
She does, doesn't she? I love Trini's question. I love Sean. Hello, and I love your question
Second
too.
shown, yeah.
I love the question I saw you ask in the comments, but you're
Yes.
here now, so I'm going to let you ask it.
So, Ollie, what stops you from forgiving yourself?
Great.
Mm. some part of me that want to stay the same Ollie, that is not changing, that is not evolving, that is stuck in the past and want the present to be repeating the past.
But so, how do you know that?
It's because there are parts of me also that are really pissed off to stay stuck in the mud and that want to bring the past in the past and to build a present leading to a desired future that is to see from broccoli to ravioli.
What if you are already ravioli?
Well, maybe I was, but the broccoli came in front, and the ravioli
Oh,
is
but
burnt.
here's the thing.
Like
I'm gonna I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second because I want to get you off the broccoli
one
thing. Okay.
second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. No,
It,
I'm just
okay.
sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead. So, but you're not. I want. Can we make a shift, Ollie? Can
Yes,
you can you say there are things that you want to improve upon, but like instead of using the word broke, can you say there are things that you want to change? Because you're not broke. I don't know who gave you the message that you're broke.
You were never broken,
You
Ollie.
were never broken. And I'm saying this from experience. I've gotten the message that I was broke. And
I
it's
believed it too. I
it's
believed it
taken me
too.
time.
I was the
It,
broken little bird. I couldn't this, I couldn't that. My brain was broken. I couldn't this.
I was
it's a narrow, we hear it a lot.
I was too this, I was too that, I was too sensitive, I was too emotional, I was too passionate, I'm too verbose, I used too many words, but you were never broke, Ollie. So if there are things that you want to improve upon, say that. Say there are things I want to change. But here's the other thing that I've learned that I want to share with you, Ollie. You don't have to change a goddamn thing about yourself unless you feel you want to change that thing. If somebody brings something to your attention and you go, you have a point, and in your own mind, you can work out a plan for how you're going to change that. But if somebody brings something to your attention that you truly love about yourself, then you don't owe them anything to change it because then you're asking yourself to change yourself. That's not fair.
And
We
what
cannot
if,
expect the universe, God, others to show us more love than we are willing to show ourselves. That's hypocritical and it doesn't work. It's not fun. That one hit me like a ton of bricks 2 days ago, Thursday night. But I mean, if I don't choose me, how can I expect anybody else to? If I don't love this person that's here in this moment for all of what she is, and there are parts of me that definitely still need, wait, where's my Dorodango? That still need some polishing, hardcore. And there are belief systems still within me that I know I am reactive on. And so, on
I hear
those
you.
specific belief systems, I'm still spending time with myself to find out exactly what is where. But I love me and I've accepted the person I am. And there's plenty that if I put it on the table here would create a lot of judgment, a lot, because sometimes you've got the card you're dealt with and you've got to go and do the best you can. And sometimes even the best you can is kind of itty
Yep.
because sometimes that's, just where life leads us.
But
But
it's still
that doesn't mean that you are not loved.
How can you know if you don't try, and how can you know if you don't go back and look at I'm gone this far, so wow, take something to have a party on it nearly.
The
Just look
lessons.
at yourself.
What
You are here. You are speaking to people. You are doing what you can to make people, if not happy, at least you make people think about that. It's be people around that need you.
Holding
hey,
space for authenticity by being as much yourself as you can be. And
hey
that's
Yeah.
not
Ollie,
something many people are brave enough to do.
hey Ollie, what if the people that told you you were broke?
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That's beautiful.
If you hold it 2 seconds more, I can see what it stands because my eyes is
You
crossing
want me
I
to
can
around
read
it.
it?
read it.
One,
I
two.
see
Hey,
you.
mate. I see you, Ollie. I see you. I hear you. I love you. I understand you. And I'll say the
Yep.
same thing to Sassy. I see you. I hear you. I love you. I understand you. And Sharon, I see you. I hear you. I love you. I understand you.
Yvonne.
Tina, I see you. I hear you. I love you. I understand you.
And
Sean,
Sean,
I
I see
see
you.
Thank you
you.
to the
I
you.
hear you. I love you. I'm saying this to myself, and I
I
understand you.
Oh, if you weren't going to, both Sharon and Trina was ready for it.
damn right.
And in the audience, I see
And to
you,
the
I
audience,
understand
anybody
you,
who's
Yes.
I
watching,
love you, and yeah,
Understand you.
yeah,
Ollie,
But
may I read my poem real quick? Is that okay?
yes, yes, and take your time.
Ik hou
Okay.
van jou.
Ik hou van jou! Trini, je gaat met me elkaar
I
don't make
hou
me
van
cry.
jou too. Ik ook hou van jou. Dank je.
Inderdaad.
That was
Should
not
you
nice.
read your poem or not?
I'm going to. You just kind of threw me off there, sister. Okay,
Oh,
so
Great.
this poem is to the feminine within all of us. So this is to the
Thank you.
creative part of you. Okay? O daughter of Zion, I called your name so very long ago. You danced for me like a tree swaying in the breeze. Do you remember the joy you felt standing in my presence when all would fade and you felt my grace washing away all malice? Come back to me, only me, and do not hide your face. They were wrong, my love, so very wrong. Shame and I do not share the same space. Your blemishes draw no disgust from me. I long only to see your face. You are royal, magical, worthy, clothed in nothing but my grace.
okay, that is one of the most beautiful things I have heard in a long time.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for sharing that with all of us.
I want to tell you a little thing. Vidar says hello here, and to everyone.
And tell him we say hello as well.
Yeah, he's run away again. So I was on the internet, so he ran away, so we didn't have to come up with us.
Right on. But Ali, I just wanna say to you too, you know, when people when people define us as broken or too much of too wordy or too this or too that, oftentimes what they're really struggling with is traits within themselves. So just keep that in mind because nobody really has the right to tell you that you're broken
including
because
myself, including
yes,
myself,
including yourself. That is the pinnacle of what I was just about to say, but I'm glad you said it.
because that is
Uh,
the truth. That is the truth. I think no one is saying to me that I'm broken, unless myself.
Yeah.
Ollie,
And when
I got the
That's a
concrete
belief
for
system.
you.
that got stuck at some point.
Yeah,
Some point, that belief system got stuck, and you have to only address it and find that pain point, where that pain point sits, and give it a little bit of attention, give it a little bit of time to express itself. And that belief system, sometimes it snaps right off, but most of the time, it little bit by little bit, that thing's roots just get pulled out. Sorry, Trina, I didn't want to go over you. What did you want to say?
Well, then you have a big part because I'm quite tall. If you're going over me, no,
I
no,
am
no.
quite tall, actually.
Yes, but what I wanted to say is I got the concrete for you, Ollie, and that is go back in your head and ask, are you really that kind of person that everyone else say? I think you will say, start in what you call train exercise to say, I am me, no one else can be. So it's that you are unique in yourself,
and I
and
think that
you're a message away from telling me also. So if you
Mm.
want to send me a message when those small ants come up and try to remove your brain.
yeah, and I think you know, I think Trini, I wanted to just piggyback on what you were saying, and that's Ollie, for all of us, we have to really look back and say, am I really, is what these people are saying about me really accurate? And it's
Or is it
okay.
their perception
Right,
that is
right,
influencing that?
right. And see, if you turn around to yourself and say, no, that's not, they're not accurate, that's okay. You can believe that. That's good enough. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just queuing
Oh,
up
okay.
after you
Okay.
finish, Sharon.
So, no, it's okay. I'm good.
So I was actually just reading something really powerful. I just started reading the book, The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. It's talking about this very thing. It's difficult to quickly control strong negative emotions. The more we try to control it, the more agitated it becomes and it resurfaces. Even if we do try to get it under control, we are merely suppressing it until it emerges later. Imagine our negative emotion is like mud swirling in a fish tank. To get the mud to sink to the bottom of the tank so that you can see the fish clearly, the last thing you want to do is try to push the mud down. Because the more you push, the more you're actually stirring it up
Hmm.
and it will never clear. Similarly, when we attempt to control a negative emotion, we try to push it down, but the harder we push it, the stronger it
The more
comes back.
power it gets. Yeah.
So, how do we resolve this? It's simple. Separate the raw energy of the negative emotion from the linguistic labels like anger or hatred and witness how it calmly morphs into something else.
Experience. Much experience. That was beautifully put.
I
Yes.
love that.
And also, psychology says that we only need 90 seconds for an emotion to flow all the way through our bodies. Anything more than that, we often get stuck in the story that is associated with the emotion, and we spiral ourselves out of control. Now, for it to only take 90 seconds takes some training because you have to teach your brain that that's what you're doing. And I suggest often to my friends, get music. Find a song, and Ollie and you and I have done this many times. Find a song that makes that feeling, that matches it, not that brings you down into it deeper, but that matches it. Because when you can sing that song out, dance that song out, stomp your feet, allow your physical body to feel what it is feeling, that becomes less and less and less and less and less and lasts shorter amounts of time. And I say this from a perspective of I used to live in 80% anxiety for about, I'd say, about 7 years of my life, full time. The only time I could actively breathe was the first 5 minutes after I woke up. And then it started closing in on me, and I lived in darkness. And that slowing down, now when an intense emotion presents itself, I usually go into my little cave with my comfy things and I allow it to be. And it doesn't mean that it is quick now. I mean, you know how much I'm in the thick of it right now, Ollie. And I'm so grateful because all of this perspective helps so much in those moments of darkness, which is why we're here authentically together. Thank you so much for that, Sean.
Yeah, and Ollie, I just want to say thank you as always for having this space where we can all show up as ourselves and be ourselves and make an impact in the world on others just by being who we are. The good.
Well,
Even when it's not pretty.
I was going to say
Because
the good, the bad. You just read my mind because I was going to say the good, the bad, everything in between, and the messy.
yeah, because
All
both
of
well,
it.
you and I, Sharon, came on here like this.
Yeah, yeah.
well, I
I was
have
I was ready. I was ready to wrap Ollie in a big old virtual hug.
two bad news for you. I can change my mind, but there is one bad news that is accurate, and the second bad news I can rewind it, but I'm not sure. The first bad news is that this space will going to be ending in few minutes because we are already at 90 minutes, and I don't want to be stuck with you for hours and hours. But the other bad news is that I was planning to say that this session, this Saturday, is the last session of this year because I'm going to have a 3 month break of it because I feel like I need to go within to seek my light, and I truly believe that unless you are convincing me that I'm wrong, which I'm sure that you will. But I truly believe that I cannot really hold anymore this kind of session if I am in pain, if I am suffering, if I am down. So now I'm going to have a 3 month pause, which could be longer, but I don't know, in order to seek my inner light and my inner love. And so this is the last Saturday mental health session of this year. Ba-da-ba-dum.
That's
Will you keep in touch privately?
Of course, and my door is always open to anyone, and at the same time, I'm not opening any more doors. It's up to people to open my door because I've been in situation where I was always the one to open doors, and sometimes the doors were not ready to be opened. So now I'm really I try now to open my own door first. That's my challenge to open the door of my body.
Great.
I want you to know, Ollie, that I fully support all of your decisions, free of judgment, just in pure support of. And I hope that you know that I am one of the people that you can share anything about yourself with me safely, confidently, confidentially, and you do not have to worry. And if what you're sharing is too much for me in the moment, as it butts with my life, so to speak, I promise you, I take responsibility to let you know that. But I do not want you to feel like you cannot share with me what is really going on for you at any given moment because I cherish you and I cherish our connection and our friendship. So when I reach out to you to say, how are you? I want to know the truth.
Me too.
So
Me
please,
four.
so please just know that. Please
True
just
that.
know that. because I'm not going anywhere, Ollie, and I'm going to keep hitting up your inbox on WhatsApp and LinkedIn and all of it. And I genuinely want to know how you are.
You guys make me proud to be human, and I needed that today. Thank you.
It's
Ollie, I want to.
not to try to find out. It doesn't work in this room.
Ollie, I want to say, like Sharon, I support you. I understand, but I call BS. BS being belief systems. The belief that I'm
No,
broken,
I thought it was
so
be
I
simple.
should. Nope, it's belief systems. The belief that if I'm broken, if I'm not healed, that I cannot provide a healing space, that's total bunk.
That's total BS. I'll say it, Sean. It's total
Yeah,
BS.
total
So if
BS.
you
And please reach out to me, Ollie, because whatever you're going through, I guarantee you, I've been through worse.
Well, you are not alone. And taking
yeah,
You're not
time
Ollie,
for
alone, brother.
yourself to protect, to build for yourself, a season of creating structure for self is just as important as the serving that can flow from that.
but I also just want to add, Ollie, please, you can take this hiatus. Obviously, I support you, but don't go into complete isolation either, because that's not healthy either. We all need a support system. So keep that support system around you. You're not going to push the right people away, Ollie. I promise you that. I say that from experience. I've been told that I push people away all my life, and I still push certain people away. And those people are meant to be pushed away, I guess, right? But you can't do this all by yourself. So please take your hiatus if you need to, but don't go into complete isolation and don't give up on giving back to other people. Don't completely give up on serving, not because I'm trying to be selfish here, but because I know that serving is part of what lifts you up and elevates you. So don't let that be taken away from you either, because I've had conversations with you where I've told you that part of what makes me feel better and what lifts me up, even when I'm in the worst spaces of my life, is knowing that I'm showing up and helping others and helping the light bulb go on for others. So don't take that away from yourself either.
Be
you don't
open to
get
that
rid of
showing
me.
up. Oh, I don't think you're going to get rid of me, Trina. I am obsessed with the way your brain works. I love it.
No,
I
you
don't
know,
know if I have a brain, but I
once
think
once
we
you
can
experience
have
Trini,
a look.
once you experience Trini, you know, I feel this way about everybody in this screen right now. Once you experience
Sorry
each one of you, I tell people all the
that
time,
you feel so.
if we connect, you're not getting rid of me unless you tell me to go somewhere. And with each one of you, you're not getting rid of me, because I am fascinated by all of you, and all of you just make me so grateful to be part of this community and to be alive. Honestly,
I will say,
Mm,
as I say to Reader, when you are going to go away, let me know because I want to see it first.
Yes. And it's actually perfect, Ollie, because I'm hosting my first LinkedIn audio event on Monday.
I'm hosting my
Congratulations.
second one.
Send me a
Congratulations!
link. Send me a link and send me
Monday,
the invite.
No,
it's called Monday Mind
no,
Shift, and it's talking exactly about this. Pause and reflect.
And
I
go
please.
ahead.
I'm busy writing a well, I've sort of made a notebook already. It's a journal. It's a journal for kids who are starting to learn how to write. And it's called I Can Train My Brain. And it's just writing it out, and one of the things I talk about is practicing the pause, just taking that moment and the
I
power of
love it.
practicing it. That is so cool, Sean.
Congratulations, Ron.
Congratulations. I
And
hope I can be there.
I'm hosting my second audio room um, on Monday, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of what we're talking about here, and it'll be an ongoing conversation.
I will try to
So
run both, and I will let you have your last words, and then after that, I'm going to sing a song in English.
Which
Great.
one?
The one that I was singing to you, Anka.
I'm so excited. Okay. Well, my closing words is just thank you for having me and being here. I was concerned because I know where I'm at, and I was worried that I would come here and unnecessarily bring down. And just being around all of you has been so uplifting to my own heart and spirit. So thank you so much for choosing to stay because I know.
You've been great, Stasi.
Thank you. You need to find me on TikTok, Trin. I think you're going to enjoy my content maybe a little bit too much.
Well, see, I will not tell you before I've seen it, so see what happens.
I'm excited for the comments and the questions. Let me put it that way. Not even remotely in a negative or scared way. Like, legitimately, I am incredibly excited.
Cool.
Well, then I'll find you then. You write down Victory Ico then.
It's Sassy Hype 369, but I'll message you.
That's great.
And thank
And
you,
Ollie,
Jay, for joining. Thank you, Jay, for joining, and thank you also for Team Replay. So now you have the mic, Trini.
I want to say you can never ever let me stop loving the way you are.
Let me breathe that.
That's a big statement, my friend.
Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time.
Good. You should.
We've you know what I said last night, and I asked you the question: is that a good way to do? So now you can answer it too about the book.
Which is the recipient of your question, Trini?
The question was what I said about writing down things and
Yeah.
leave it as that.
Yeah, I will probably try to have a journaling practice.
Okay,
If
that's
it
good.
feels good. If it feels good.
Yeah, that's done.
Because it has to feel good. Sorry.
No, you're right.
Wow.
And so
Actually,
now,
I can actually I can
now,
write it down so you can see it afterward if it's wrong. The
yeah.
method.
And now, Sharon, your last words.
For tonight, anyway.
Yeah, for tonight.
Um, so, my parting words for this evening, Ollie, are I love you just as you are. You are enough just because you breathe. And thank you for being the light in my life and for believing in me when I'm not able to believe in myself. And I hope that you will allow me to continue to do the same for you because there's nothing I would want to do more than to be the light and the belief in you when you can't believe in yourself. And I will continue to shine the light for you so that you can see your way out of the darkness as long as you'll continue to let me do that. It's not an obligation, but it is an offer from the deepest depths of my heart and my being.
Thank you.
Those are my
And
parting
now,
words.
thank you. And now, Sharon, your last words for this evening.
Well, first, I'd like to start with a practice that I do. I don't know if you've heard of it, Ho'oponopono.
Yes.
And it's simple. Ollie and all, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you, Ollie, for hosting this space and allowing me to be a part of it in the tail end. It's I'm familiar with all of you. Je t'aime, mon ami. Je t'aime.
Ooh. Merci. Merci à toi. So now I'm going to share my screen because I would like just to share to the audience the song that I'm going to sing. So this is the text of the song, and I'm going to sing it. I'm just the pieces of the man I used to be. Too many bitter tears are raining down on me. I'm far away from home, and I've been facing this alone for much too long. Oh, I feel like no one ever told the truth to me about growing up and what a struggle it would be. In my tangled state of mind, I've been looking back to find where I went wrong. Oh, too much love will kill you if you can't make up your mind. Torn between the lover and the love you leave behind. You're headed for disaster, 'cause you never read the sign. Too much love will kill you every time. I'm just the shadow of the man I used to be. And it seems like there's no way out of this too for me. I used to bring you sunshine. No, all I ever do is bring you down. Ooh, how would it be if you were standing in my shoes? Can you see that it's impossible to choose? No, there's no making sense of it. Every way I go, I'm bound to lose. Oh, too much love will kill you, just as sure as not at all. It'll drain the power that's in you, make you play and scream and crawl. And the pain will make you crazy, you're the victim of your crime. Too much love will kill you every time. Yes, too much love will kill you. It make you like a lie. Yeah, too much love will kill you, and you won't understand why. It'd give you life, it'd sell your soul, but here it comes again. Too much love will kill you in the end. In the end. So that's it.
That was beautiful,
Beautiful.
Ollie.
Beautiful, Ollie.
It's so beautiful and raw. The first time I listened to it, I think I listened to it 3 times and I just cried because I felt so seen. And I think that the most beautiful part of it for me is that's only when that love is is turned outwards and bypassing us. Because when that love and all that too much love, when it goes this way, then what comes out seemed to be exactly what's needed at the time, instead of the damage caused. And the most important part is opening that sluice that's blocked you from that love for yourself. Because when you do, my friend, it took me 2 years of throwing my all against it and doing so many things that others thought was more important not succeeding in. But I learned to love myself. And I'm so proud of you.
What she said. I'm so very proud of you. There are no words. Really, there's no words. Whether
Gratefully.
it's in French or English, there's no words. I only hope that someday, Ollie, you can see yourself for what others see in you because it's so damn beautiful.
I'm honored that we get to walk alongside you as you do, because you are little bit starting to see those flecks of gold.
Yeah.
And I love that we can walk alongside one another as we come to and remember, because we don't have to find ourselves. We're
Nope.
coming to ourselves. We're waking up and remembering. And there is few things as beautiful to me as watching that truth blossom on someone's face. And that's why we're all here. All of
Yeah.
us.
And I'm walking beside you, Ollie. I'm not walking behind you. I'm not walking in front of you. I'm right beside you the whole way.
Thank you. And it seems so simple, but it is not easy
No.
to embrace the monster that lives within. Because as soon as I will do that, the monster will be solved. But maybe the monster is not willing to be dissolved, or maybe,
What if,
yeah,
can I offer you a perspective that
of
somebody
course.
gave me? What if that monster is not going to be resolved? What if that monster is meant to be managed?
And loved and
Yeah.
Can be
hugged.
your new friend.
Just manage the monster and let the monster be your friend. And like Sean was saying, don't try to push the
Befriend,
monster away. Don't
yeah,
try to push the
befriend
monster
the
away.
monster.
The more you push the monster away, the more power you're going to give him, and the more he's going to erupt like a volcano. You
And
can't push.
often,
Yeah, good.
often that
Show him
monster is
love and
actually just a
insolence.
hurt part of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Often that monster
my
is a hurt little boy who just
yeah.
needs to
You
be
don't.
loved.
Yeah, you don't have to push that little boy away because that
And
little boy is not.
there is a metaphor. I will end with that, but there is hope. But at the same time, it's recognizing that it has to be changed. The ink in the movie. I'm sorry. Yeah, can you read it because it's shown? Because
It's
I know
flipped.
upside down.
my favorite
Mirror your
psychologist my
mirror your
favorite psychologist
see.
Jordan Peterson says this: you should be a monster, an absolute monster, but you need to learn to control it.
Yeah,
Mm,
Especially
yeah.
as a man, Ollie. You need to be an absolute monster. The difference is, like a monster, a samurai, he knows when to pull his sword and he knows when to keep it sheathed.
Mm, I will befriend my own minion.
I
There is
think I
also
want to
another.
ask, you know, I want to ask, do you think that do you want more love?
well, excuse me for 1 second, Ollie. I have to, and everybody, I have to run because I have to be in an audio room because I'm
Yes,
speaking.
yes, you
So
can.
I love
Do
you
that.
all. I'll see you
Love
soon.
you too.
Thank you,
I'll
Sharon.
see you
Thank
on
you.
WhatsApp, Sharon.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye bye.
Mwah.
Great.
Ollie, we'll talk. Sean too, and Trini too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hi, Jan. Hello.
Do
Sad.
I want some love? Yes, I want love. But at the same time, the
Yes.
real question, do I want love for myself or do I want love from external only?
I want
It's a
to
great
ask
question.
because yes, uh, if you want love or respect or everything like that, I will say that you might shouldn't haunt it because it will. If you don't haunt it, you know, let it just let it be. It comes after you because
Hmm.
sometimes I feel that people say that, oh, I want to make love with you or anything like that. I want you to, I love you so much. Well, the other person feel that, oh, shit, what I'm going to do with this one, and then say that, well, let it just be. You can ask so much you want after love, but be yourself and then just let it come.
Hmm.
I will see that is the love can be in so many forms. But I say you God will not get rid of me if you try to, and I love your the voice speaking the Italian also.
Mamma mia, mamma mia. I was just before
Pappa
I speak.
Pia den. Men jeg kan snakke
But
norsk til deg hvis du vil det.
yeah. But I want to stick in my metaphor. Like I want to change the system within me because there is something that is has to be evolved, and the metaphor of the Monster Inc. Because in the movie The Monster Inc., the system works by the monster to make the children fear. The monster are opening doors, opening into the room of children, and rah, are going to make children afraid. And that's when the energy of the system.
I know.
The system is feeding from that. For people that doesn't know the movie, but at the end, they decide to change the fear with the love. They make children love, and then but in order to bring this energy, it has to be changed. It has to be okay. Let's switch and replacing the energy generation from fear to the energy generation from love, and
Laughter.
LAUGH,
Laughter.
and yeah, laughter, and LOVE also, love and love.
Yes.
Love me.
Yes. And as you said, Lolly, in the movie, they discovered that it was way more powerful.
Yeah, also that's it.
Absolutely.
And that's true for all of us. Laughter and play is a lot more powerful than fear and sadness.
When you say that, I think of the song. I'm not your. I'm not. We are not fathers or son. We are the someone. It's a great song. Telling in the last was that, oh, I am going to find the monster under your bed. So it's something that I need to find it because it's a great one. It's two men sitting. I'm not your son and you are not my father. We had the couple grieving together.
It's not ringing
Never
any
heard
bells for
about it.
me.
I
You'll have to look
see
it
from
up.
the
I'm intrigued.
from the
My
last
phone, my phone
from
is
the
dying, so I'm gonna jump off. I love you all so much,
yes,
and I
I
look
Love
forward
you.
to talking again. Let's
Yeah,
connect for sure, please.
I'm
yeah.
doing it
Thank you,
right
everybody.
after this one.
I can't see any comments, so thank you to anyone who commented and was present with us. Much love. Thank you. Thank you.
Still,
Much love, and
well, we
I'm
all go
going
to bed,
to.
I think.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm going also to end the session right now. So thank you so much, everyone, and keep shining. And whatever happens, thank you so much for your presence. I will reflect, and then I will steer, like the
you too.
SOS. I need to stand back. I need to observe, and then I need to steer. SOS technique. So going to close the room, and thank you everyone for attending live, and thank you Trine,